Visual log recording. The curmudgeon returns. The 54-year-old fart named John Weaver. I'm looking at the damn screen again. It is May 3rd, 2020, 9:43 in the morning. You really needed to hear that, didn't you? I know. I do these recordings, video, just to tell people what the hell's going on these days, what's going on in this damn dog and over here. Because it's quite maddening staying home, being quarantined without internet, to share my misery with everybody else, who I know likes to share their misery with everybody else, but they want to show how happy they are trying to be. Fuck this shit. Let's be fucking miserable about the damn thing, shall we? I mean, this was going to be the most racial... No, not racial. Forgive me for saying the R word at this point over here. This is going to be the most raucous sounding recording at this point, because it's going to be X-rated, R-rated, and God knows what else rated. It has to be. I've got to be truthful about this stuff. I have to be honest about this stuff. I got to get honest and real with myself, and it scares the living crap out of people when they actually see the other real stuff. They don't want to see the other real stuff. My God, why would they want to see that stuff? I mean, here's an old fat guy, 54 years old, graying the beard at this point over here, with long stringy hair that hadn't been cut in over a year. Hadn't showered in about a few days at this point over here. Just waiting for cable to come by to get the box replaced, internet set up, and then maybe I can get some sleep. As I've been trying to explain the different reports, anyway, my circadian rhythm has gone screwy. Usually I'll be able to sleep during nighttime, and during daytime I'd not nap as much. But a lot of things have been happening to me in the past couple of years that has messed me up totally. So it's a constant survival point, and my brain is still trying to figure all that stuff out in the first place. It's just a nightmare. Just a literal nightmare. And I haven't even had any breakfast yet. Maybe a little bite of a stale cinnamon roll gone to the trash at this point. And a cup of coffee, and that's for breakfast. I haven't eaten much. Depression does that to you sometimes. And not to mention type 2 diabetes on some occasions. Drink a lot of water. Also drink a lot of juice and milk. Stay off the sodas because I'm doing the juices. I've got tea. I got sugar for tea, and I got honey for tea, especially green tea. I used the green tea and honey and lemon, trying to find off a damn infection I had a few months back. Not COVID, something else. Prevented me from going back to school and doing stuff I needed to do with it. I have been trying to explain on other recordings that there are triggers happening in me that I've seen, that I heard, that I talk, that I watch, that would trigger the emotional response in me to make me either depressed as hell, anxious as, what can I say, neurotic as PTSD, or total tear machine when it comes down for grief, not to mention seeing my heart being torn apart and a Cuisinart right in front of my face. Yeah, that's a hell of a visualization right there. Your heart being grounded up right in front of you, and you feel every damn chopping blade. You miss your loved ones dead badly, and it hurts like hell. And no, I'm grateful it wasn't COVID. My mother, several years ago, it was natural causes at this point over here. Naturally respiratory arrest. She was already dying when we even realized in the last several months. You know, nurses and doctors didn't even tell us that. She was. I want to think about it from time to time. does give me some pain and some grief at this point over here, but I learned to move on because I understood what was going on. Now, back then, maybe it's about a year or two, didn't. But what hurts the most is when you lose a loved one suddenly and without warning and without saying goodbye. And the first thing you see is your family member, in my case, my older brother, pleading with me to call 911. I wake up, he's pleading with me to call 911 because he can't breathe as much. I call 911, I get him over here, and they can't even ventilate his ass, and by the time we get over to the hospital, he's rolling in as a slab of meat. The ugly, horrible thing in a situation at a time like this is you can't deal with humor to find some kind of something to laugh at. I was in shock. I was in total shock. My brother's gone. I'm yelling at a piece of meat, and he's not even there. Cold stiff. My brother would be making jokes at that point over here. Said, anybody for cold cuts? Ticket number 1, ticket number 2. Just to be a little sick of the whole situation. I'm looking at him, I'm freaking out. I'm yelling at him, get his ass up. He's a SEAL, he can't do this shit to me. United States SEALs don't do this shit to their brothers. What the hell is he? I'll paraphrase some of the stuff anyway. I was saying in an emergency room. Security almost had to scroll my ass out. I just couldn't. I had to get out. My brother was gone, and I couldn't even deal with the damn pain. I couldn't even deal with the shock of it all. On some occasions, it still hits me like that. I'm talking about situations like that. I'm talking about the last days, which hurts like hell for me to talk about, but I still have to talk about it anyway, just to get it off my damn chest. And it still hurts like hell because I don't like to feel the pain at this point over here, but I'm still feeling it. I'm still feeling it. I look at a picture, that family picture on a wall that has my mother, my brother, and myself. And we're at a LA County Fair back, I think, 2002. We were all alive and all young and all together. Some days I walk past the picture, it doesn't hurt like this much. It hurts today. It hurts today. And I have to get these logs off my chest. I have to record this stuff. But I don't want to be going nuts at this point. If I'm not there already as it is. My mother meant a great deal to me, so did my brother. And I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do at this point over here. I mean, what the hell am I supposed to say? What the hell am I supposed to experience at this point over here? My brother died on me. Suddenly. Without warning. And he's gone. And it's like somebody opened up the damn door and he just goes through death and that's it. You leave me behind with everything else? Thanks a lot, asshole. I mean, they have 5 or 6 stages of grief, they keep saying at that point over here. I keep flip-flopping what the hell they are. Oh, I know I'm angry sometimes. I'm pissed off at them. I'm terribly lonely. I get more pissed off at them. I deal with some situations regarding stuff that should have been cleaned up a long time ago that he should have, and he didn't. I had to clean up. I still do. When you lose a family member, there's a hell of a lot of cleanup to do. And not to mention a hell of a lot of self-maintenance on yourself that you still have to work on. I mean, you have to work on you. No one else is going to do it. No one else is going to be working on my stuff. There's a lot of emotional baggage that I've come across. And I still have to get it recorded on tape one way or another. So I'll take digital these days. Binary bits. Put them into. No matter how many people you keep talking to, you still have to be the one to deal with it. And I have to be the one dealing with it. I have to be the one dealing with the issues that I've got. The loss, the pain, the memories. When my sleep gets really bad at night, my head starts going into overdrive, and I'm recording stuff down like I never recorded before. I talk about other things that generally I may or may not talk about during the daytime. And at nighttime, it's just the tongue's loose, and then everything else is going on recording. And it gets stored away somewhere. How things are, observations of lives, observations of anything and everything, memories, a lot of memories, a lot of things to go through. It's hard as hell for us to do this. I'm saying us because whoever looks at this on YouTube hopefully can understand something of what I'm trying to talk about. I mean, you got cleanup to do in the real world, but then you got cleanup to do inside, in here. And it takes a hell of a long while. I haven't talked to a shrink about this thing. I haven't been in any counseling groups. I've been on Facebook blathering about this all the damn time. Only because I still need to get it off my chest. Excuse me. I still need to get this discussed. I need to connect. Because being a total isolationist at this point over here really sucks, I'll tell you. And there's a lot of salty language I could use at this point over here, but I'm just not about to do that. But in order to deal with this, in order to cope, I'm not trying to sound like a damn viewer or some wizened man on a damn hillside thinking about everything else in a damn rag he's wearing all this time. Oh, I'm a wise man thinking about thoughts like this. I need to impale myself upon people. I'm like, what? If people actually get a hold of my damn recordings, they'll probably go nuts at this point over here, because either I'm sounding like that kind of person, or a guy should have been locked up a long time ago. Maybe both. Maybe both. It's just that I don't know if anybody else has been making any recordings about this one, except for political expediency, or just get their name out there in the first place. We have to get ourselves actually known to the people out there. And it's hard as hell. It's hard as hell. Oh, it was easier not trying to get your name published out there in a book. Self-publishing out there, you have to spend money or something like that, or maybe if you're tech savvy, you can find a cheaper way to get your ebooks out there. That's what I have to do with some of my stuff, but just to get your own damn thoughts and feelings out there. Here's YouTube. Here's YouTube. With terabytes of storage out there for people to constantly pour their stuff into, pour their souls into. Some guys are going through medical procedures they didn't even realize that they had to, trying to keep their audience informed. Not entertained, but informed. It's hard as hell. The people who go on Facebook just to show people how they're doing and explain things in writing how they're doing, and get pissed off at other people for bringing up political satire or any other kind of angry rhetoric. Or just to show what kind of an insane lunatic they are in the first place. Obsessed fans or something like that. I read about that from time to time. In my situation here, trying to deal and cope with the COVID, not to mention with every other thing I've been dealing with since the death of my family, has been one of the hardest damn things for me to deal with. I mean, shit, I've been physically injured at a job, which cancels me out of work, but not to mention mentally and psychologically damaged, which cancels me out of life. Trying to live, trying to experience, trying to work. That sucks. That sucks. So I live. I survive. What else can I say or do?